We are now live, everyone.
All right, good evening. I'm Bill Bowie and like to welcome you to the February 10th meeting of the Fairfax County Park Authority. To conduct this meeting wholly electronically and to effectuate both the emergency procedures authorized by FOIA and the emergency ordinance, the Park Authority Board needs to make certain findings and determinations for the record, as we did in our first electronic meeting. During our meeting, if you wish to be recognized, raise your hand. And when I recognize you, please state your name. This will ensure that you are recognized and the public knows who is speaking. If you intend to vote nay or abstain on any item, we will do a roll call on those votes. Because each member of this board is participating in this meeting from a separate location, we must verify that a quorum of members is participating, that each member's voice is clear, audible, and at an appropriate volume for all of the other members. Accordingly, I'm going to conduct a roll call and ask each board member participating in this meeting to state your name and the location from which you are participating. I ask that each of you pay close attention to ensure that you can hear each of your other colleagues. And following the roll call, we'll vote to establish that every member can hear every other member. We will go alphabetically. Dr. Adu.
Abena Edu joining from my home in the Lee District.
Dr. Carter is absent and excused for the moment. Maggie Godbold.
Maggie Godbold, and I'm in my home in the Sully District.
Linwood Gorham.
This is Linwood Gorham from my home in the Mount Vernon District.
Tim Hackman.
Tim Hackman online from my residence in the Greenville District.
Ron Kendall.
Ron Kendall at home in my home in Mason District.
Faisal Khan. Faisal.
Faisal Khan at my home in Providence District.
Ken Quincy.
Ken Quincy, I'm at my residence in the Providence District.
Kyle Stone.
Kyle Stone from my residence in the Braddock District.
Mike Thompson.
Mike Thompson at my residence in the Springfield District.
Jim Zook. You're on mute.
Jim Zook from my home in the Springfield District.
Great. And I'm Bill Bowie, and I'm at my residence in the Hunter Mill District. At this point, I'll pass the virtual gavel to Vice Chairman Quincy so that I may be heard to make the requisite motion. I move that each member's voice may be adequately heard by each other member of this board.
Ken Quincy, you have heard the motion. Is there a second?
Mike Thompson.
Ken Quincy has been moved and seconded. Is there discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. That motion passes.
Thank you, sir. Bill Bowie. Second, having established that each member's voice may be heard by each other member, we must next establish the nature of the emergency that compels these emergency procedures, the fact that we are meeting electronically, what type of electronic communication is being used, and how we have arranged for public access to this meeting. Therefore, I move that the state of emergency caused by the COVID-19 pandemic makes it unsafe for this board to physically assemble and unsafe for the public to physically attend any such meeting. And that as such, FOIA's usual procedures, which require the physical assembly of this board and the physical presence of the public, cannot be implemented safely or practically. I further move that this board may conduct this meeting electronically through a dedicated video conference line. It is so moved.
Ken Quincy, you have heard the motion. Is there a second?
Tim Hackman, I second the motion.
Is there, Ken Quincy, is there discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Mr. Chairman, the motion passes.
Thank you, sir. This is Bill Bowie. Finally, it is next required that all matters addressed on today's agenda must address the state of emergency itself, are statutorily required or necessary to continue operations, and the discharge of this board's lawful purposes, duties, and responsibilities. It is so moved.
Ken Quincy, you have heard the motion. Is there a second?
Mike Thompson, I second the motion.
Ken Quincy is, the motion has been seconded. Is there discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Mr. Chairman, the motion carries.
Thank you, sir. All right, now we've done all the preliminaries, we can get down to business. All right, okay. Admin item number 1 is the resolution honoring Kirk Kincannon upon his retirement from the Fairfax County Park Authority.
Ken Quincy, I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. The motion carries. I would love to read the resolution, except that I can't. Okay, it's a little bit. You've got your squiggly in the way. I mean, there's a bar on the side. I'm going to miss some things. Can you email this to me?
Bill, if you'd like one of us to read it, or would you like us to email it to you?
No, Sarah, why don't you read it?
Okay, let me just grab it. Okay. Whereas Park Authority Executive Director Kirk Kincannon is retiring after more than 40 years of outstanding public service, including 17 years of service to the Fairfax County Park Authority and the residents of Fairfax County, 7 as head of the county's Gold Medal Park Agency. And whereas the Fairfax County Park Authority has enjoyed a string of successes and enjoyed national acclaim as one of the top park systems in the nation since Kirk returned to FCPA in 2014 to become the executive director. And whereas under his leadership, the Park Authority was reaccredited by the Commission for Accreditation of Park and Recreation Agencies, meeting all 151 national standards. And the agency earned its 4th gold medal from the National Recreation and Park Association, recognizing outstanding park system management. And whereas during Director Kincannon's tenure, the agency adopted its first agency-wide master plan, setting the course for the future. It adopted the strategic plan for fiscal year 2019 through 2023. And it also adopted the One Fairfax ethos that focuses the agency on creating a more equitable park system with increased access for all. And whereas Kirk was hailed by the Park Authority Board Chairman, William G. Bowie, who said the board chose very well when it hired Kirk Kincannon and noted, regardless of the circumstances, the challenges such as the pandemic or difficult fiscal realities, or the chance to grow new opportunities, Kirk has led the agency with passion and professionally with great understanding and insight. And whereas Kirk Kincannon boasts a long list of accomplishments ranging from passage of 2 park bonds to increasing the agency's focus on community health, to completing a wealth of stormwater projects, to launching the resident curator program, to expanding revenue generating facilities, to enhancing community engagement and acquiring new park acreage. And now therefore be it resolved by the Park Authority Board that it expresses appreciation and thanks to Kirk W. Kincannon for dedicated and outstanding contributions to the Park Authority and the residents of Fairfax County, adopted by the Fairfax Authority Board on February 10th, 2021.
Congratulations, sir. Absolutely great. Now, Judy Peterson.
Good evening. Thank you, Bill. I'm Judy Peterson, Public Information Officer for the Park Authority, and it's very nice to see everyone. The Public Information Office is really pleased to share these video highlights from Kirk's professional life, as well as a few personal moments over the years. Please enjoy this presentation. And we all want to say thank you, Kirk. Judy Peterson, PIO. We hope you enjoyed this little bit of nostalgia. Personally, the prom picture was my favorite, but we hope that you'll join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock for Kirk's virtual retirement party. Over the past few weeks, there have been many folks who have dropped off items for Kirk or wanted to share recognition. And to share these with you are Acting Park Authority Director Sarah Baldwin and Deputy Director Vicky Bachberg, who will do their best Vanna White impression. Ladies.
You can see, right? Okay. Okay, so normally we do this presentation in the boardroom, and it's a little different than the experience that we'll have tonight. So the first piece of memorabilia that we want to give Kirk is something that we give people that retire from the Park Authority, so they'll always remember the iconic redwood sign. So park operations staff made this for you, Kirk. This is the redwood sign for the Park Kincannon Park. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is the one and only iconic wooden shield. Yay! This is your second one, actually.
That's better than a wooden nickel.
And then the next thing, which is very important because we want to make sure you come back to visit, is a gold pass. So that you can come out, visit with the staff, see us, go to the parks, go to the rec centers, and play a little golf, which you haven't had time to do for the last 40 years. So here's your gold pass. And there are plenty of proclamations.
Thank you.
But there's one wonderful poster, a couple posters, but one wonderful poster from the Planning and Development Division. And I believe we'll share it live. There you go. Of all the projects we've been involved in.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank you.
There'll be more tomorrow night. So we'll turn it back over to you, Bill.
Thanks, Sarah. Congratulations, Kirk, on an absolutely great career. You will be missed. You will not be forgotten, for sure. And I'm sure that we'll keep in touch. But needless to say, that the mark that you're going to leave on this organization is one that the citizens of Fairfax County are going to appreciate for years and years and years and years. So thank you so much for your support, for your leadership, for getting us on the right track. And hopefully we will continue your traditions moving forward. So with that, I'd love to invite the other board members. Ken Quincy, why don't you, if you've got a few words?
Thank you, Bill. I can only echo what Bill just said, Kirk. You have raised the Park Authority to new levels and new respect from everywhere, not only within the county, but other jurisdictions. And of course, the evidence is those those awards that we got. So you and your all-star team, you've done good. I'll say that. And it's been a real pleasure working with you. I think your personality and just overall acumen has just been an asset to both, I'm sure, the staff as well as the board. And I would wish you very well on your next career, that of grandparenthood. Take it from me, you'll love it.
Very good.
Thank you, Ken.
Tim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Some of you may have had experience in the past with that ambiguous recommendation. It would be great if you could get that guy to work for you. In Kirk's case, there's no doubt that that would be taken in its most positive sense possible. I was not on the board when Kirk joined the Park Authority, but I have to say that even at the local park level, one could sense that a new and refreshing wind was blowing through the authority. Many laudatory words can clearly be said about Kirk and his tenure here. But I'll just say that Kirk has been an absolutely outstanding and excellent director, executive director. But even more than that, he has been a good friend to all of us during his tenure, and we have all benefited greatly from both his leadership and his friendship. So, Kirk, many blessings on your future. We will truly miss you. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. I'd like to note that Dr. Carter is here. And we'll go on to Maggie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kirk, it's been great working with you. You are going to love retirement. I must say, the mark of a great leader is all of the people they hire and bring on, and the quality and dedication of the folks in the trenches. And every day, what happens at the Park Authority continues to amaze me. And you take credit. You should take credit for that. So thank you very much.
Abena?
Kirk, I wanted to congratulate you on an amazing career. I got to see, I guess, just the tail end of it, and I have been thoroughly impressed by it. All that your leadership and the environment and culture you have created in the Park Authority. I am sad to see you go. I've been denying it, and then it's here. So there we are. Congratulations. I wish you an excellent time with your family, good health, and just a lot of rest. You've earned it. Thank you for all you've done.
Cynthia?
Yes, I send greetings, Kirk, all the way from Lee District. Whether we were at a community meeting in the Rose Hill area or out at Lee District at the park near the carousels and all of that, through dedication, so forth and so on, you have been such an exemplary person to get to know, to partner with, and just such a true professional. I wish you the very, very best in this new chapter in your life. And this also goes toward the new chapter of enlarging your life as a grandfather. This is coming from grandmother of 11. You've got a long way to go to catch up with me, but you'll enjoy every second of it. I promise you. All the best on such a wonderful career, and just at being just the top-notch person that you are. Good luck to you in your future.
Thank you.
Faisal?
So I was just thinking about it. It was going through my mind. This time since 2014 until now went really faster than we all would have liked. And I still remember that time that when we were down to the last two candidates, very well qualified two candidates in the selection process. And it was a consensus of the board what we did. And also part of it was qualification. Part of it was really positive gut feeling about it. And I'm so glad to say that every bit of it was true. And Kirk proved it time and again. And so this, as it's a happy, sad movement. I'm happy for you, Kirk, that you're retiring, but we are sad at the same time that we are losing you. But nevertheless, I mean, good luck with your retirement. And like Abena said, take good rest, but not too much. Keep moving as well. All right. And stay fit. And we will miss you and hope to see you soon again.
Very good. Jim Zook?
Is that alphabetical order? Anyway, Kirk, it's been really a pleasure knowing you and working with you over the last 2 or 3 years, I guess. But before that, we did have the opportunity to meet, and I just remind you that if you're ever required to plant bushes, that you do so. That's truly, I think what's remarkable is the passion that you have fostered within the agency, and actually was within the agency, providing them the room to proceed with excellent ideas. Sometimes that might be stifled by a leader. You encouraged that participation, involvement with the staff, and I think That is a true mark of a professional, and I've enjoyed knowing you, and I wish you very well. And the last thing I'd say is, my experience with grandchildren is it's a whole new way to spend money.
That's great.
It's fun though.
Oh, God. Kyle?
I have no grandchildren, so I have no advice to give you there.
Oops.
But congratulations on a phenomenal career in public service. The county is better off for you having been in the Park Authority, both as a manager at Lake Akanding and then deciding to come on back here and run the Park Authority. It's been great working with you from the supervisor's office perspective here on the board, and having you as a kind of a career mentor has been really important and beneficial to me. And I'm going to miss that. Hopefully we can continue to stay in touch. Congratulations again. Very, 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 very disappointed to see you go, but happy that you're doing it. It'll be great for you, your family, and wish you all the best.
Linwood.
So, Kirk, I remember when we were interviewing you for the position, and one of the things you said, I don't remember if it was in a big group or one of the small groups, was that you believed that a person in this type of position was good for about 10 years, and after 10 years, new blood was best for the organization. And I argued with you, and I said, no, if you're good, we would want you to stay forever. And you kind of held firm on your comment about that you thought 10 years was a good time. Well, we didn't quite make it to 10 years, but we did absolutely get 10 years out of value out of you, maybe 20. You've accomplished in the time you've been here 10, 15, 20 years worth of moving forward. Everything from the way you dealt with the board and how you've made us all become so much closer, so much more efficient, so functional, to the way staff seems to really respect you and really look at you as a really good leader. I congratulate you. I'm happy for you moving on. Most of all, though, I really want to say thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Mr. Kendall?
Well, Kirk, what's to say? All my predecessors have basically said everything good about you that I could possibly reflect. I haven't had a long time with you, but you've shown that you can run this organization very well, and you have set the bar very high for the next person coming in behind you. Being a task-oriented person, I would have to recommend that you consider some of the park volunteer opportunities in your future. We have lots of good groups out there who would love to have you participating. And even as a resident, we would love to hear from you in the future. So, Kirk, enjoy your retirement. Have fun with the kids, but take it slow. The first few months are going to be strange, but after about 6 months, you're going to get your wind. You take care.
That would be great, especially if he was going to remain a resident. He'll remain a resident of the Commonwealth for sure. Mr. Thompson?
I think that Ron is right. Everybody has said so many glowing things. Kirk, you're a man of honor who has dealt with each of us in a truly honest, kind, and gracious way, and I truly appreciate that. You've made the Park Authority and every one of us better, and I consider you a friend. I appreciate all that you have done. I hope that you enjoy the new part of life that you enter into as much as you have seemed to enjoy at least the pre-pandemic part of the world that we were able to share. And with that, I'll just say that thank you, and you'll truly be missed.
Thank you. So at this point, Mr. Kincannon, would you like to say a few words?
Oh, thank you. I think so. I'm humbled and honored. Seven years ago, when I came back to accept this career dream, I had high aspirations and I had an incredibly talented staff. I may have my name on the resolution, but it is the staff that deserves the recognition. Sarah and Amy, Judy, Nick, and Dave, Matt, Mike, and Cindy, and so many more, hundreds more, who give it their all every single day, who are so passionate about what they provide and give to the community out of dedication and support for what the Park Authority gives and provides to the community. Their love of public service is evident in everything they do every single day in providing those public services. So while my name may be on the resolution, it is really a recognition of our staff and you, the board, the Park Authority board, the best bar none, as is our staff that I have ever worked with. It has been an honor to develop friendships and relationships with each of you and many staff as we've journeyed along the last 7 years. You are by far the best of the best in the nation. The board, the staff team. That gold medal is a reflection of everything that we stand for. Excellence in service to the community, a belief in preserving history and the environment, a belief in equity and humanity and service to others. Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo, my friend, bravo. And we will have an opportunity to make you shed buckets of tears even more tomorrow. And we are certainly looking forward to that. So again, thank you on behalf of the board. It's been a great ride, a great run, and we know it won't end here. It'll just change.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. It has truly been an honor. You humble me. Thank you.
All right. Countywide admin item number 2 is the adoption of the minutes of the January 27th, 2021 Park Authority Board meeting.
I second Ken Quincy.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those say nay. Motion carries. Action items in the Mount Vernon District, A1, scope approval of the North Hill Park development.
This is Linwood Gore. Would like to move the scope approval of the North Hill Park development improvements.
This is Tim Hackman. I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion carries. All right. So we're going to go into countywide A2, which is the FY 2021 third quarter budget review, and we're going to do all of the funds. So Mr. Quincy, will you second that?
I'll second that, Ken Quincy.
All of those in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. The motion carried. And we have Mike Peter and Mike Baird to present the budget item.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Hannah, if you could bring my slides up. Thank you. If it pleases the board, I will run through this very quickly. We just have a few items here. This first slide corresponds to item A3. This is the formal request to appropriate our 2020 bond sales. In November, as everyone here is aware, Fairfax County voters approved $100 million in bond funds for the categories listed on this slide. The specific projects and their scopes were previously presented to the Park Authority Board. So the action requested tonight, once we get through this presentation, is to approve appropriation as we continue with our bond funded projects. Any questions about bond funds? Thank you. Hannah, next slide, please. This slide corresponds to items A2 and A4. At the end of the first quarter of this fiscal year, the board was made aware that the Park Authority Revenue Fund could be in the negative by as much as $10 million. For the entire year so far, the Park Authority staff have been conserving funds wherever possible and realizing savings on both the general fund and the revenue fund sides. We have saved significantly on utilities at our centers and through the water mine being closed. We have also saved on contract and staff expenditures as our classes and camps have been curtailed. Now that we are through the second quarter, we have realized these savings and have counted on participation, albeit at a reduced rate, in our class and camp offerings going forward. As a result, the gap in the revenue fund was reduced to less than $5 million, while our general fund savings are currently projected at more than $3 million. The chart on the screen above represents a requested transfer from the general fund to the revenue fund of $2 million in savings. We have reviewed this with the county's chief financial officer and our Department of Management and Budget, and they've agreed to put this forward as long as it is approved by the Park Authority Board. The revised revenue goal includes the assumptions for fee-based programs opening a bit more, but also assumes that we may request to tap additional alternate funding sources, such as telecom, revenue sinking fund, debt reserve, if we do not reach these revised revenue goals. And we will be coming back to the Park Authority Board in May with our final projections and any further requested adjustments. You can see in the adjustment column there, overall, we are projecting a 33% reduction in revenue versus our budget and a 28% reduction in expenditures. Are there any questions about this slide? Thank you. Hannah, if we could go to the third and final slide. This slide refers to agenda item A5, and it follows on from the revised FY 2021 projections for the revenue fund. The categories in this slide actually represent where we have made adjustments as we've looked at our original proposed FY 2022 budget, and we're asking to revise that. So in the first column, again, you see the projected actuals for this year, showing that need to transfer the $2 million that we just discussed. Based on the revised revenue goal and the revised expenditure goal for this year, we are recommending these adjustments be made to next year's budget as proposed on this slide. This does reflect opening our fee-based programs at reduced capacity and making adjustments as we move through the year. Based on our current projections, we feel the revisions to the FY 2022 proposed budget for the revenue fund are achievable. This represents from the original budget proposal for this year, which was developed many months ago as part of the county's budget process. This represents an approximate 15% reduction in revenue compared to the original proposed budget and a 10% reduction in expenses. Thank you, Hannah. Those are the end of my slides.
Thanks, Mike. Any questions from the board? All right, so we'll go on to county-wide item A2, or we did A2. Countywide A3, which is the FY 2021 third quarter budget review, Fund 30,400 Park Authority bond construction.
I second the motion. This is Maggie Godwell. I second the motion. We approve this.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. The motion carries. Countywide A4 is the FY 2021 third quarter budget review, Fund 80,000, which is the park revenue and operating fund.
Ken Quincy, I so move.
And Maggie Godwell, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The motion carries. Countywide A5, FY 2022 revised budget submission fund 80,000 park revenue and operating fund.
Ken Quincy, I make a motion to approve the FY 2022 revised budget submission fund 80,000 park revenue and operating fund.
Maggie Godwell, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The motion carries. And in the Sully District, approval, name the new bridge in the Gabrielson Garden Park, the Burnett Bridge, to honor the memory of Thornton and Mary Elizabeth Burnett.
This is Maggie Godbold. I know that you all have received some information about this. The bridge itself is supposed to arrive tomorrow, weather permitting. I'd like to make a motion to approve the name of the new bridge in Gabrielson Gardens Park to be the Burnett Bridge, to honor the memory of Thornton and Mary Elizabeth Burnett.
Ken Quincy, I second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. The motion carries. Information item, countywide, information item number 1.
Bill, are you sure we did four of the motions on the?
Yeah, I think we may have missed A3.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Well, we did the Park Authority bond construction, and then A4 and A5 look alike.
There's supposed to be the total of 4. We definitely did them out of order, but I think we only did 3. But I may be crazy.
Yeah, Bill, did we do it? It may have been that initial motion before the presentation on the bond was the bond one.
That was the bond. That was the general fund one.
General fund.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just as I just put checkbox marks, I thought we missed A3, but I may have been wrong. So okay.
Okay, if we need to go back and do it again, we can do A3, but I thought we did that one. Anyway, A3, FY 2021 third quarter budget review, Fund 30,400 Park Authority bond construction.
Also move.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Very good. I think we got them all now.
Yeah, I think we did miss that one. That's why.
Okay. All right. Planning and Development Division Quarterly Project Status Report with a presentation.
All right, this is Paul Shirey from the Planning and Development Division. The quarterly status report, as you can see, looking through the report, we're continuing to ramp up for over $60 million in construction with projects. So this is a huge slug of work coming through the system. Patriot Park North, the tournament baseball complex, that's leading the way. It just went out for advertisement for bids yesterday, so it's on the street right now. We're anticipating that to be a $15 to $16 million construction project, so that's huge. And then the Mount Vernon Rec Center is coming along right behind that within a month or two, probably 2 months to be advertised. So also on the horizon is we're developing the draft capital improvement program, which includes the bond cash flow and the project schedules for all the 2020 bond projects. So we anticipate getting that to the park board for discussion in April, followed by action on that in May, and then that would feed into our work plan for FY22. So this past quarter, we saw a whole mix of projects that have been implemented, including energy efficient LED projects and repairs to infrastructure and replacement of items. There was a pavement replacement project, some trails, and I'll just walk through this real quickly. So countywide projects, Hannah, please go down one slide here. All right, so we had environmental improvement program funding from the general county. We had a project to install bike racks out at 18 different parks. It's about 3 installations at each park. And Adam Wynn came up with a really neat design here for the bike racks, and then Doug Tipswood installed these with one of our contractors around the county. Next slide, please. Next one, please. All right, land acquisition, some of the major acquisitions here recently. We just acquired the Brzezinski property. This is 5.4 acres. That cost $2.4 million. So it's anticipated that this would be a community park in the future. So we're doing some demo work out there right now, but that'll be in the queue for the future. Next slide, please. Next, please. All right, another acquisition was out in what's called the Hunter Mill property, and this is 7.03 acres. And this is at Hunter Mill Road and the Dulles Toll Road. So that'll position us for facilities out in that area. Next slide, please. Next, please. Over in the Lee District, we completed a LED lighting retrofit of the rec center. And we've been able to do a number of these over the past half a year. And this is really helping with our overall energy use reduction. So this project is finished up. Next slide, please. All right, and at the Providence Rec Center, the racquetball courts were showing their wear. We're in need of refurbishment there. So we had a project to basically renovate the interiors and the floors. So that just finished up as well. Next slide, please. Next, please. From Providence, we've had several phases in the Jefferson District Park. And so this final phase of the park improvements themselves, this included work on the trails, and there was an old viewing area at the tennis courts that was really past its life cycle, and so that was removed, and several other improvements there at the site. So next slide, please. And then we partnered with Fairfax County Transportation for the Scotts Run Stream Valley Trail, and this was just completed, and it actually won an award, a national award here recently. The ribbon cutting was late last week. If you caught it on Facebook, there was a live showing of that. So that was a total cost of $4.1 million of transportation fund. Next slide, please. All right, in Sully District, we just completed a project to renovate the parking lot at EC Lawrence. And this also was in conjunction with a expansion of the parking lot as part of the VDOT construction in the area. So that was a trade-off for some other impacts to the park there. So we have a greatly expanded parking lot, and it's all been renovated there. So next slide, please. All right, and the next couple slides are HVAC replacements of major components out of Cub Run Rec Center. So this one's part of an air handler unit, the coil replacements. Next slide. Then there was a hot water tank replacement. And this certainly isn't your home residential type unit, but this was a major unit out there. Next slide, please. And another air handler that was in the mechanical room on one of the floors. So I think there might be one more, or is that it? Yeah, was that it? All right, well, that concludes the completion report for this quarter.
Thanks, Paul. Great job. Great job.
All right, thank you.
When is that, when is the Patriot Park complex supposed to be up?
Well, we anticipate starting construction right after Father's Day, and we've been working with the league out there. So then you go to a year from then, we want to have the 2 Little League fields open by that fall season. We're getting out there then to calendar 22, and then having the 4 fields, the larger fields, completed by the end of FY or calendar 22. So by the end of calendar 22.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul, if I remember correctly, on the work plan bill, it's supposed to be ready the end of the first quarter 2023. It was kind of the outer with a hope to get it done a little bit before that.
Is that calendar year 2023?
Calendar.
Okay.
Calendar.
All right. So we're about 2 years out from having total completion on that. Okay.
Correct.
Sounds good. Ron?
I guess I just wanted to go back to the slide on Providence Rec Center and ask why the final cost was 25% of what the estimate was. If you can't tell me now, I'd just like to know on a follow-up, but it seems like that's a significant overestimate on a project.
Right. So the initial estimate was just very broad brush planning level, and those funds will get utilized on our current urgent needs list, or we have a list of maintenance needs at the rec center. So whatever doesn't get used there, we'll roll over to the next priority project.
Right. Any other questions? Thank you, Paul. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Thanks.
All right, Chairman's Matters. I don't have many. I would just like to say again, thank you to Kirk and the staff for the tremendous work that you're doing. Parks are getting an incredible amount of use, exposure, and commentary from the community these days. And the response of staff and the way that they've kept everything together during this time is going to mean a lot for us. And I think a lot of that was reflected in the approval of the bond in November by such a high rate during such a tough time. It shows the public's confidence in their park system. And we would not be anywhere without the tremendous work of Kirk, you, and the staff. So, you know, our hats are off to you guys for doing such a tremendous job. And with that, I will pass it on to you, Mr. Director.
Thank you. I am remiss in the fact that I missed probably one of the most critical persons that I worked with over the last 7 years, and that was Barbara Gorski. So I want to say what an honor to have worked my final 7 years in the Park Authority with Barbara, who was hired by my mentor, Jim Heberlein, back when I was a park manager. And I can remember going back to meet Jim, and Barbara was always there, the consummate professional, making sure that I didn't just burst in, protecting the director like she does now. And now I have had the honor to work with the best related to Barbara. And so Barbara, I know you're on here, you're at every meeting, have been at every meeting. So I want to say thank you from the heart of the park director who was a lake manager when you were hired. I also want to take this opportunity to pass the gavel to Sarah Baldwin, who is now the acting executive director of the Park Authority. So I want to say thank you, Sarah, from the bottom of my heart. I know I am leaving the Park Authority in great hands with Sarah as the executive director and her sidekick, deputy director, Amy Weisler. Barbara, keep them straight.
Thank you, Kirk. Sarah Baldwin, Acting Director of the Park Authority. Just a quick director's matter. It's hard to believe, but we're talking about summer camps. After a summer of not being able to hold in-person camps, marketing for summer camps began its earliest ever on January 13th. Camps are being planned based on CDC guidance and the current governor's orders to ensure the safety of our customers and staff. We're offering 53 spring break camps and about 1,100 summer camp options, 115 which will be virtual. To date, our registration exceeds over 3,000 campers. So we're very excited to get back to some sense of normalcy. And so hopefully this summer we'll be able to offer some of the camps to the community, which we know they really missed last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, Mr. Quincy.
Kirk, I'll have to second what you said about Sarah and Amy. You couldn't leave the organization in better hands. We still don't want you to go, but they're in good hands. I would like to thank Sarah and Mike for briefing Maggie and I on all those budget items we talked about. We cleared up a lot of questions before they came to the meeting, so thank you for that. And again, you'll miss all this, Kirk.
Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, I want to agree with Kirk in terms of folks, but disagree a little bit with what was just said by Ken. We all know that Barbara Gorski actually runs the place, and so
I didn't want to get into that, but I was going to pass that along a little bit later. We do know who really runs the Park Authority, and it is Barbara Gorski.
And so while I appreciate that you're leaving it in good hands, public facing, I especially appreciate that Barbara's going to have to put up with all of us and keeping us all straight. The only thing I want to note is that with these strange and unique times that we're in, clearly user groups as they begin to engage more with our facilities going into the end of winter season, the beginning of spring season sports and things like that, there will continue to be lots of strange issues that occur. And I appreciate that staff continues to work with requirements of, having special in and out entrances and how to help with masking and all those different, in all those different issues and setting up for those things. So I really appreciate all the extra effort. I think that some of us sometimes forget that it's not just, oh, wait, we have to go get everything ready. There's an extra probably 20 steps of other things to support folks right now. So just a special shout out to everybody who's getting ready to do that for the sports community.
Thank you. Ron Kendall?
I guess I just have my remarks. Thanks to Kirk and thanks to all the staff. I have nothing else, but stay safe and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Cynthia?
Yes, I will. Yes.
Okay. Faisal?
Right. So I want to thank Kirk once again and the wonderful staff that made this all happen and keeps on delivering day in and day out. I've heard many times and experienced myself too that your team are as good as your weakest link. And we're proud to say that we have none over here. I mean, folks like Sarah and Amy and Stephanie and especially the one who keeps all the ducks in line, not to be named. So without her, we would be in trouble. So kudos to all of you. Thank you so much for all the great work. And hopefully we'll keep up with this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Zook.
I think Faisal said it perfectly. I have no other comment. Thank you.
All right. Kyle?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
All right, Linwood.
I just want to take a second and say thank you to Sarah. I think we all know you do a great job, and thank you in advance.
Maggie?
I'll pass. Thanks so much.
Okay, Tim?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tim Hackman. I have the same impression that the chairman does, that our residents and users, I think, had New Year's resolutions to take all the park issues that they had pending and send them on to us board members and to staff. So I would like to very much thank staff for all the time that they have spent working, particularly on the Drainsville issues. And the item I mentioned at the last meeting or 2 meetings ago with respect to the Riverbend patrol boat, I'm delighted to tell you that the funds for that have been identified. Thank you. Thanks to a very generous donation from Friends of Riverbend Park. From an anonymous donor and from some Drainsville district proffer funds to be able to lock in and order that boat in the near future. So we will get it on time for the boating season. So that's it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all, and best wishes again to Kirk.
Thank you. Okay. This has been a great meeting, a sad occasion, but Sarah, thank you very much for stepping up. That's not easy. Amy, the rest of the leadership team, Barbara Gorski, we look forward to working with you and your leadership, and feel very confident we'll keep going in the same great direction. And we're not in any hurry to find anybody else, because they have to be superior quality, and that's not going to come easy. And we know we got the best at the top. So every confidence in you guys going forward. Thank you. All right, folks, with that, I will let you go to your corners and try to avoid the snow. I'm going to go jump in the bed, anticipating that I'm not going to get sick tonight from this second dose. But with that, we are adjourned. Have a great night. Hope to see you guys tomorrow at the ceremony. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bless each of you. Thank you.
Bye.